Hello, we're here at the Bankers Investment Banking Awards of 2018. I'm Joy McKnight, I'm Deputy Editor of The Banker, and I'm here with Brian Kaplan, the editor. Brian, everyone's very excited. What would you say are the themes of the Bankers Awards?
Well, Joy, again, it's been a fantastic time in the markets, so very pleased that we can honour some of the achievements in the markets. One of the things we do at the Bankers Awards is we look at innovation. And the reason we focus on innovation is because it makes everybody on the same level playing field. So if you just look at deal size, it means the global banks would always win. But this way, global banks, mid-sized banks, boutique banks, they're all on the same level field. So that's a way of kind of making it very exciting competition.
And there's been a lot of winners from sort of outside the bulge brackets this year, which is quite interesting. How did the judges actually go through the judging process?
We always have an external committee, and that's made up of former bankers or people who've got capital markets expertise. And they all judge individually. They have a bit of a scoring system alongside the bankers' editors, and then at the end of it we add up all the scores and see who's won. So it's a very scientific process.
Excellent. And this year we have an exciting host. Who is that?
This year we've got Sir Ranulph Fiennes, who's described as the world's greatest living explorer. He went up Everest age 65. He was the first man to reach both poles, the North and South Pole, and circumnavigate the world. So we think he's going to be full of all kinds of exciting stories, and that's going to be the warm-up to the presentation of the awards.
Excellent. And we also have a band this year, don't we?
As people go up to get their awards, we're going to get some exciting music, and we've tried to dovetail the music to the name of the bank. So we'll see how successful that is.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, Joy.
The most innovative investment bank of the year winner is HSBC.
Thank you. Of course, I prepared the speech, but I'm still under the emotion of Sir Ranulph Fiennes' speech, so nothing can replace what he said. And so I would not go for all what I've said. I would only stay with me. I would only say, of course, that I am pleased and very honored by this choice. And I would end by saying, you've done so much to explore this planet. If we can do 1% of 10% of what you've done to protect it or to contribute protecting it through what's happening on climate change, we would have achieved something. So thank you, and we're very, very honored to have you tonight with us.
Shukran Ali.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Brian Kaplan, editor of The Banker. The winner of the Most Innovative Investment Bank of the Year is HSBC. I'm with two senior executives from HSBC, Samir Asaf, who's the Chief Executive of Global Banking and Markets, and Robin Phillips, who's the Head of Global Banking. Gentlemen, welcome. And Samir, congratulations on the award. It's a fantastic achievement for the bank.
Thank you very much. We are honored and pleased, actually, to receive this award for the third time this decade.
Okay. Now, one of the secrets of HSBC's success really is the global network that you have, which gives you a bit of an advantage over competitors. So tell us a little bit about how that works.
Well, the global network is at the heart of the HSBC strategy and success. We are implemented across the globe, actually, and we cover Asia, Middle East, Europe, and the Americas. And we cover almost 90% of the trade corridors and, of course, all the capital flows. It is very interesting to notice that 75% of our client revenues come from clients who are implemented in 3 different regions or more. And it's the best way for us to deliver to our clients, actually, all our investment banking products, from transaction banking to hedging, to financing, to advising.
Okay, Samir. So let's talk to Robin a little bit about some of the deals, because HSBC won in bonds as well, and of course we know your strengths in the emerging markets. So give us a bit of a flavour of some of the deals that you've done over the past 12 months.
Well, there have been a number of different transactions, spanning Indonesia, spanning a number of different locations. But I'd like to pick out a couple. The first one I'd like to mention is the China Development Bank, significant because it's multi-billion-dollar, but also it was the inaugural bond issue for China Development Bank using Hong Kong Bond Connect. And critically, the use of proceeds was along the Belt and the Road, and HSBC is clearly focused on being the lead bank, the lead international bank, in helping China along the Belt and Road.
Because one of those interesting things there is, of course, your strength of the franchise in China, isn't it?
We've been in China since 1865, exactly. So we have a long and a rich history. And if you look today, we've got nearly 200 branches across China. We have a full-service, retail, corporate banking platform there, and very importantly, yes, we are probably twice the size of any other international bank in terms of assets in China, but critically, we've supplemented that when we started our joint venture, securities joint venture, with the Shanghai government in Shenzhen. This is the first time that any international bank has a majority-owned joint venture in China, and this is critically now going to give us access to the huge China domestic securities market.
So, Robin, you mentioned Indonesia before. Can you pick out an innovative deal from Indonesia?
Sure. Well, obviously, we pride ourselves on our abilities in Islamic finance, and we launched the inaugural Green Islamic Sukuk for Indonesia, $1 billion during the year. It went very well, and clearly that will be a springboard for other issuance in the sector and in the region. Okay,
so that covers Islamic and sustainable development. So, Samir, sustainable development has been a very strong theme with HSBC. Can you give us a little bit of an outline about how the bank is thinking about sustainability?
Well, sustainability is a very important theme for HSBC, and we have committed recently on 5 engagements. The most important of them are that we will commit more than $100 billion cumulative in financing or investing in sustainability between now and 2025. We will commit as well on disclosure of within our own balance sheet on our assets actually, and the classification of the assets, and this is a very important topic.
You're practicing what you preach, basically.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we are committed, which is very, very important, to help and support our clients to move from specifically a high carbon economy to a lower carbon economy, and we are very much engaged with our clients to make sure that this transition will happen smoothly.
Samir, Robin, congratulations again. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
The most innovative investment bank for climate change and sustainability, the winner is Natixis.
Welcome to the Investment Banking Awards. My name is Stephanie Linhard, Europe Editor at The Banker, and I'm here with Orit Azule, the head of the Green and Sustainable Hub at Natixis. Now, Natixis have won the most innovative investment bank for climate change and sustainability. Congratulations.
Thank you.
One of the things that our judges have mentioned was your green weighting factor. Now tell me, what exactly is it?
The green weighting factor is an initiative that was announced by Natixis at the end of last year. The idea behind it is to find a way to incentivize green businesses. By businesses, I mean financings, be it corporate or project or asset financings. The whole mechanism is based on the idea that we will create an analytical RWA which will be adjusted according to how green or how brown a financing is. It obviously has no impact on our regulatory RWA. It's an internal analytical RWA that we want to be monitoring for its green-brown adjustments.
And how has this changed the way you're working?
To be completely honest, as of today, it hasn't yet changed the way we're working because we took the last few months to define the mechanism and to work on the methodology. This project is steered by our environmental and social responsibility team and the Green and Sustainable Hub, but involves the entire business, the entire bank and each and every business line which is concerned with the mechanism. And what we've done over the last few months is first deciding on the RWA tool, but also take 4 pilot sectors and define how you define green and brown per sector. So the rest of the year and the next few months will be dedicated to extending the methodology to other sectors, to work with the IT implementation, do a number of impact measurements, and obviously calibrate the whole mechanism. So it has not yet changed the way we work, but but very certainly will.
And you've also been behind some interesting green structured products. Now you've done the first European green real estate loan. Now tell me, what makes it green, and is it something that's transferable?
So it's actually a loan, so it's a term loan financing a building. What makes the loan green is both the greenness of the asset, but also the demonstration of the dedication of the instrument to actually finance that asset, and it's the commitment of the borrower to publish a reporting on how green is the asset and that it delivered on the promise. Mm-hmm. When we did it, the green loan principles weren't published, but we basically followed what became the green loan principles, which is very much inherited from the green bond principles. So that's the idea of how we defined it as green.
Excellent. And what do you see as the future for your sustainable and green business?
The potential and the ambition is quite limitless because there are a number of green fields that we are still considering in entering, and the need for financing solutions and investment solutions is tremendous. Now, the biggest challenge we have to deal with is taking on that fast growth, and at the same time making sure we preserve green integrity and green and sustainable integrity of what we're doing. And for that requires us to have a bit of a step back on everything we're doing and being in an innovation mode. Mm-hmm. And it's probably one of the reasons why we've made the decision to have a center of expertise within the operational team to develop new methodology, new tools, and have a bit of a far-seeing view on what we're doing and the purpose we're looking at to make sure we keep on innovating in serving the purpose of what we're doing, which is financing transitions of our clients.
Ms. Azoulay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Most innovative investment bank for securitization, and the winner is Credit Suisse.
Hello, I'm Joy McKnight, Deputy Editor at The Banker, and I'm joined by Michael Dryden, who's Global Head of Securitized Products Finance at Credit Suisse. Michael, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Joy.
Congratulations, Credit Suisse has won for the 3rd year running the most innovative bank in securitization. What has been the secret to your success?
Focusing on sort of innovation and coming up with sort of new ideas for different clients. And I think we're in a client-focused business. We have to be able to provide value to our clients in the right ways. And I think if you look at it, that one of the things that we always track is how many structuring leads do we have for new issuer clients every year. And I think this past year it was sort of north of 10, where I think sort of second was less than 5. And so I think if you look at things like that, those are reasons why clients keep coming back to us to look at sort of doing new deals, creative deals, being able to bring deals to the market.
Excellent. But you're also very innovative in terms of bringing to market new asset classes. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things that you've brought to market over the last couple of years?
Our businesses, we're not as balance sheet heavy as a lot of the other sort of firms, and so we have to constantly look for new products to be able to develop for clients. And importantly, in the securitized products business, what we've seen is that people are really looking for new ways of raising capital and new asset classes to be able to do so. And so if you look at, for example, in the mortgage space, the mortgage servicers have looked to obviously raise financing through doing RMBS transactions, but now looking to raise financing based upon servicing strips that they've owned. And so over the last couple of years, we've developed a securitization market for mortgage servicing rights, which was unique to the market and has really grown in size, where it started with first deal for PennyMac, and now we've got 3 or 4 different issuers doing deals, and that's going to continue to grow over time. You look also at things like what we've done with the GSEs, Fannie and Freddie, in the U.S., and we helped develop the credit risk transfer market for them, setting up the first STACR and CAS programs. But since then, they've looked at doing sort of new versions of credit risk transfer deals. And fortunately, they usually turn to us to do a lot of those deals and a lot of the heavy lifting for them to come up with it. And a lot of it is we are good at understanding the structural side of things, but also the investor side of things, and being able to really sort of create products for the market that are saleable in that way.
So for next year, for 2019, what is in store for the securitized products finance team?
I think about it as hopefully more of the same. It's been a pretty good run that we've had in terms of different transactions that we've done. And as I look at it, a lot of what we're continuing to do is working with clients around strategic deals. And so if you look at things like we've done in the past for a company called Credit Shop, when a strategic equity investment from Varde Partners, things like those transactions, I think we'll just see more of them. And a lot of it has been using securitized products as a real corporate finance tool to drive sort of real equity value amongst these different corporations, which is something that hasn't been done for a period of time, but we're just going to continue to see more and more of it. And I think 2019 will be the same.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you.